It's the sequel you guys did not ask for, but ended up needing. This year's video is no different from last year's video. Some players are entering 2022 that need to either make it or break it. Some guys are looking to prove they can be an important player for their team. Some are looking to prove that it was a mistake not picking up their 5th-year option. And some are looking to prove that they are still worth the money they are getting paid. Today I am here to tell you who these guys are and why they are in their make or break season. But before I do that, I would like to thank today's sponsor. Are you looking to purchase tickets to a sporting event, whether it is a football, baseball, or basketball game? If so, GEEK has the tickets you need. A score ranging from 0 to 10 is provided on each ticket to let you know if it's a good deal or a bad one. You can get $20 off your next purchase with the promo code CHARLIEPARKER as shown on the screen. If you want to learn more about GEEK, the link to the website's in the description below. Alright, let's get on with the video. When Baker Mayfield was drafted by the Browns first overall in 2018, he gave Browns fans hope for a better future. He gave them that hope, helping the Browns go from 1 win in 2 years to 6 in his rookie year. He also took them to the playoffs in 2020. It was their first appearance since 2002, and gave the Browns their first playoff win since 1994. But not everything was as magical as it seemed. He went from a good rookie season in 2018 to a disappointing sophomore season in 2019. However, he proceeded to have his best season in his career in 2020, then he fell off again in 2021. It has literally been an up and down career for Baker. The Browns were tired of it and traded for Deshaun Watson this offseason and handed him a huge contract. They recently dealt Mayfield to the Panthers, so now Baker's on a new team in the last year of his rookie contract. He needs to prove this year that he is not only the Panthers' quarterback of the future, but a good NFL quarterback. It has been quite a career for the 2016 first overall pick Jared Goff, playing only 7 games in his rookie season and not performing well in any game. Then he improved in the next season and took the Rams to the playoffs. Then he took the Rams to the Super Bowl in his 3rd season and got a big contract extension in the 2019 offseason. Since then, things have not worked out well for Goff. He had a bit of an offseason in 2019 with him being a turnover machine. In 2020, he didn't really bounce back into the Pro Bowl quarterback we once knew. He was traded to Detroit in the 2021 offseason. It was an okay first season in Detroit for Goff, but not good enough to be considered a franchise quarterback. The Lions are currently in a rebuild. How many times have you heard that? If Jared Goff doesn't prove himself to be a franchise quarterback this year, there's a chance he won't be a Lion in 2023. So if Goff wants to stay in Detroit, he better step it up this year. I already talked about Saquon's career in my previous video, but I'll go over it again briefly. Saquon was one of the most hyped up draft prospects in recent memory when he was selected 2nd overall by the Giants. He had an outstanding rookie season in 2018. Even though he missed some time in 2019, he was still productive for the Giants. Barkley missed 14 games in 2020 after tearing his ACL in the 2nd game of the season. 2021 was not a good season for Barkley as he was still dealing with injuries and a bad Giants offensive line. Barkley is in the last year of his rookie contract. If he wants to remain a Giant in 2023 or at least prove he is still the running back we saw in his first 2 seasons, he needs to stay healthy and have a productive season in 2022. During his first 3 years in the NFL, Ezekiel Elliott was considered one of the best, if not the best, running back in the NFL, leading the league in rushing yards twice. During the 2019 offseason, Ezekiel Elliott reached a 6-year contract extension worth $90 million. In his first season under the new contract, he ran for over 1,300 yards and scored 10+ total touchdowns. 2020 was a different story, finishing under 1,000 yards for the first time since 2017 and fumbling the ball 6 times. Elliott's 2021 season was better, but he just barely reached 1,000 yards in 17 games. Thanks to the rise of Tony Pollard, Elliott has been on the field a lot less since 2019. If Elliott has another underwhelming season and Pollard gets even more playing time in 2022, Elliott won't be a Cowboy in 2023. Many people were confused when the Giants selected Daniel Jones 6th overall in 2019. There are still some people who are confused since Daniel Jones has had a bad start to his career. He has shown some flashes but has not proven to be a franchise quarterback. The Giants declined his 5th-year option this offseason, and he is on the last year of his rookie contract. So this is Daniel Jones' last chance to prove he is a franchise quarterback. A few months ago, I did not think of Josh Jacobs as a player entering their make-or-break season, considering he has been a solid running back throughout his career. But since the Raiders declined his 5th-year option this offseason and he is on his last year of his rookie contract, it is technically a make-or-break season for him. So if he doesn't perform as well as the Raiders want him to this year, he will be on a different team in 2023. Last year I said if Hurts doesn't show any progression in his 2nd year, he wouldn't be a starting quarterback in 2022. He did make some improvements as he became more accurate in 2021, and he helped lead the Eagles to a playoff appearance. But he still was not someone that looked like a franchise quarterback, although you can make a case that he didn't have the best weapons and had a battered offensive line last year. Some of those injured offensive linemen are coming back this year, and the Eagles got A.J. Brown this offseason. So there's no excuse for Hurts to underperform in 2022. If that happens, there is a high chance the Eagles move on from him. After the Steelers selected Devin Bush 10th overall in 2019, he showed a lot of promise in his rookie year. He was a big help to the Steelers team and finished 3rd in the Defensive Rookie of the Year voting, so the future looked bright for Devin Bush, but things have not worked out well for him. He only played 5 games in 2020 before tearing his ACL to end his season. When he returned in 2021, he was not that good of a player. The Steelers did not pick up his 5th-year option this offseason. This is the year for Devin Bush to prove he is still a valuable player for the Steelers. Tua received a lot of hype in college, and many thought he would be an elite quarterback in the NFL. Those expectations did not change when he got drafted by the Dolphins in 2020. So far, he has not lived up to the hype. In his rookie season, Tua did not look that impressive and didn't put up the best numbers, and he would often get pulled for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Tua did improve in numbers in his 2nd year, but still didn't look that good. He did have a part in the Dolphins' huge 7-game winning streak in 2021, but he was never the big reason for that winning streak. He is heading into 2022 with many people doubting him as the franchise quarterback, but maybe he needs more help. The Dolphins did bring in Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, Cedric Wilson Jr., Saints legend Teron Armstead, and Tyreek Hill, and they brought in a head coach that has more faith in him than Brian Flores did. He has no excuse not to be better this year. If he doesn't show that he is the guy in 2022, the Dolphins won't hesitate to move on from him. Clelin Ferrell's time with the Raiders has been pretty disappointing since he was selected 4th overall in 2019 by them. To add more salt to the wound, his playing time has regressed since his rookie season, and it could continue to trend down. The Raiders didn't pick up his 5th-year option this offseason. This is Ferrell's last chance to prove he can be a good player for the Raiders. Christian McCaffrey had a pretty good first 3 years in the NFL, leading the NFL in total scrimmage yards at one point. During the 2020 offseason, McCaffrey signed a 4-year, $64 million contract extension, making him the highest paid running back in NFL history. Since McCaffrey signed that extension, he has only played in 10 games, missing 20. Every time he steps on the field, he is a productive player, but as I just stated, he can't stay on the field. There have been trade rumors flying around this offseason, and the Panthers can afford to move on from him after 2022. If he wants to remain a Panther, he has to stay healthy this year. When C.J. Mosley signed his 5-year, $85 million contract with the Jets in 2019, Jets fans had a lot of reasons to be happy. He was a 4-time Pro Bowler with the Ravens and had proven himself to be one of the best linebackers in the NFL. Unfortunately, he has not lived up to the hype. In his first season with the Jets, he only played 1 game and missed the rest of the season due to a groin injury. Then Mosley opted out the 2020 season due to the COVID pandemic. In his first full season as a Jet, he did set a career high in total tackles, but still wasn't very productive. 2023 is the year the Jets can afford to cut Mosley, so if he doesn't perform well in 2022, his days with the Jets could be over. 2021 looked like the year Jameis Winston was going to prove everyone wrong. He was more careful with the football than he usually is, but unfortunately, Jameis tore his ACL midway through the season. Luckily, the Saints re-signed him on a 2-year deal, but a 2-year contract isn't necessarily an indication you're the franchise guy. Last year, the Saints were thinking of trading up and drafting Mac Jones, but the Pats got him before they could make a move. The Saints were looking at quarterback draft prospects this year, but didn't see anyone they liked. The Saints are a really talented team, and Jameis hasn't proven that he can be a franchise quarterback. If Jameis doesn't prove that he is the guy in 2022, the Saints won't hesitate to get rid of him. If you are entering the second year of a 5-year contract, you aren't in a make-or-break season. But Bud Dupree is entering the second year of a big 5-year contract in a make-or-break season. 2021 was not a good year for Bud Dupree. Considering he earned $16.5 million per year, these numbers are even more embarrassing. The Titans can actually move on from him after 2022, so if Bud Dupree doesn't show that he is worthy of earning that much money a year, he will be on a new team with a cheaper contract in 2023. That is every player entering their make-or-break season in 2022. I hope every player in this video can break through this year. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Peace.